I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun. It's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave is how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god. I lay at night. I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at herbsofmyaunt.com. My Aunt Sons, the tea of teas, divinely prepared. Always be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Bay at bhbaymusic.com. And for your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Moorish drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today. And without further ado, we introduce to you Sheikh Kari Goodman Bay.
Peace, 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 peace. How y'all doing, man?
Excellent, excellent. How about yourself, Sheikh?
Man, you know I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Had a beautiful workout this morning. I know brothers getting ready, tapping in. But, man, it always feels good to get that workout in the morning. Islam.
Islam.
Peace, peace. But can we get our Moorish American prayer, and then we're going to get right into the teaching, if you don't mind?
Yes, sir. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Asha'ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace to all our brothers and sisters, all the true light seekers, our brothers and sisters that's here, those that's not here. Peace, peace, peace. But yeah, let's pick up where we left off. I don't know who are here with us. Any of our brothers here with us right now, Brian? Or is it me and you right now?
At the moment, it's just you and I.
Okay. All right. And the people out in the world. So let's jump right back into the teaching from yesterday, even though it's Sunday school, but it's misnomered Black History Month. So we want to be specific with the teachings and continue to add on and show our brothers and sisters to research history, ask questions, and challenge what's been told. So as we were going yesterday, I wanted to, who that Noble Malik? Peace, Noble Malik.
Peace.
I found my book, and this book right here, as you're looking at this picture, the book is An Introduction to African Civilization with Main Currents in Ethiopia History, Willis Higgins and John G. Jackson. And on the cover of it, you see the same brother. Can you blow up this picture real fast? You can go back to the document, but I want to show something real fast if you don't mind, my brother. I appreciate that. Let me cut this light out because it's giving me the glare. I think that's a little bit better about that glare. So here is a document, and I want to read a little bit of this intro before we get back into the teaching, because this history, we don't know because we're not introduced to the science. It's nothing hidden, y'all. Nothing hidden. Let me give a little introduction of something. Let's see, of what this wisdom is talking about. Within recent years, there has been a large and welcome assertion of printed materials for the study of the civilizations, cultures, and social institutions of Africa. This has been due chiefly to the partial publication of the findings in recent excavations, the willingness of many private collectors to make available more of the books on Africa, the wider use of the collections in the Boston Library, the New York Library. Now, going back to the lecture yesterday, look at all those documents we would share from Boston Library, New York Public Library, the Congressional Library, the library at Harvard University. When I tell brothers and sisters, all the stuff that I be telling y'all is spoke about in these certain universities. DC, and the library at Fisk University, Nashville, Tennessee. Then, too, there is an increasing number of misnomer white historians and writers who are becoming fairer in dealing with the data pertaining to Africa. Many white writers are in position to mold or to help mold opinion. They are not quite willing, however, to shelve old fallacies regarding Africa and the African upon which apparently they have directly or tactically agreed. Some writers deplore the harm done to the cultural past of Africa and condemn other writers and scholars who have failed with authentic data and had to interpret them aright. Most of the white writers are still too timid to enter the list and help to make their proper adjustments. The driving forces in the organizations of dependable body of information dealing with Africa at home or abroad have centered in the energies of a small group of Black scholars aided by a large group of eminent white men. As far back as 1881, the renowned Dr. Edward Wilmot Belden, B-L-Y-D-E-N, on the occasion of his inauguration as president of Libra College, sounded the note of the organized teaching of the culture and civilization of Africa. Contemporary with Dr. Belden was the great Alexander Crummell, the dean of the Black scholarly and literary group. In the closing quarter of the 19th century, it was the magnanimity of Dr. Cromwell that fired the imagination and redoubled the vigor of Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois when Trenchant began to burn the trace in national and international affairs from the early 90s to this day. But I just wanted to give you a preface of what's been talked about. And here go a picture of Edwin Wilton Bowden. I just want to show some history as we go back. I want to set a precedent. When I say we digress, man, and we lost touch, you know, but I want to show some things. I just want to show something real fast. We're talking about monuments to keep in your head. The Sphinx. And this the Sphinx, and they say with Negroid face. Now, I want us to just start thinking about some things and what was there. Tutmos, the greatest of the pharaohs. That's right on the cover of Sheikh Anta Diop book, which all y'all have. When we started looking at monuments, when the pen and the dating, it started to match. You know, let me show you another picture as we get into it. Page 48. I want to show you. What's that? 49. Overture, Dessalines petition that Henry Christopher liberated Haiti and founded the independent. These three brothers. I know the picture's small, but I'm gonna blow them up. But when you look at the books, you can pull this stuff up. This is stuff that's here. When I talk about whitewashing history, I'm setting a precedent so you can get things in your mind, you know?
Wow.
You know what I mean? This is what I'm doing real fast as we get into it. Watch this. This stuff always been written. Always. Always. When you don't have to question nothing, you have to question what you've been taught. You know? Queen Ty, mother of Akhenaten.
And we should always question and verify what we've been taught.
Yes, Malik. That's all I'm talking about. We're not here to tell the beat, upset nobody, but we showing you know what you're talking about ain't what it is. You know? That's what we're here to do, to show you history, where we are in history, where we're gonna stand on it. We're not gonna let nobody tell us who we are. Akhenaten, the first religious reformer. Look at how they look. Look at it. Look.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we have proof, and people letting people tell you what it is and what it's not, just off the strength of Nefertiti, the wife of Akhenaten.
Hello.
Yeah, we have, you know, it's documented things. Queen Tiga, Mani, and Menelik II. If we start researching who the Melanek is, you'll be like, wait a minute. It'll start connecting. Dots will start connecting. You'll start asking questions. And if you ask questions, if you're dealing with somebody that's pure, they're gonna steer you in the right direction. Because we have nothing to hide. Queen Tiga Mani of Ethiopia and Melanek II, the greatest modern Ethiopian. Yeah, I mean, here go Alexander Pushkin. You know Alexander Pushkin. We've been talking about all this. We've been talking about all this historical facts. And so it's in this right here. Islam. All in this document right here. So as we go back to the documents, because I forgot to put my GCU log up. Oh, no, I didn't. One of my professors hit me up. He was like, this is amazing. And I tell people this is not taught in academia. So we should teach it. He said, you got your people that follow got to have you come and teach in their churches and this and all this. Everybody complaining about what Trump doing with the educational system. I don't care. It ain't teaching you history. Your 1, 2, 3s and ABCs, we get that, but no one teaching you history. No one teaching you financial literacy. That's my job. That's why I said we can do this. We can do this. How? The laws is telling us. It's happening. We're going back to something. We're going back to the old world order. And people don't even see this. Islam? Amen.
Islam.
So let's put the document back up, Noble. Okay. As we proceed, and we stopped yesterday, we showed y'all what that was all about. I just showed you the book. So I should have pulled Russian icons out of my document, but Russian icons is an expensive book. I want y'all to look it up. It's by Vladimir Ivanov. It might be unavailable on Amazon, or look it up. It's expensive. I have it. I have the original book. We converted it to a PDF, aka ebook, and made it less expensive for brothers and sisters can have it. This is the issue that I have with a lot of my brothers and sisters. Just because you dress up or something don't mean your wisdom is there. We have to be able to say, I don't know, and come to a meeting of the minds and build this infrastructure. It's only one science. It's only one history. We can't have the same documents and the books and interpreting something wrong. That shows a group of people that can't get along. That shows a group of people that's operating on misunderstanding and things that can be proven. It's only one history. It's only one law. We got to let the right ones teach that, like myself and others. And a lot of us just don't have the information. So when you're dealing with Russian icons, you got to ask yourself in your head, what am I talking about, Noble Malik? Russian icons. What are those? Those are the ancient church figures in Russia. These are the ancient church figures, the first church fathers. So when I'm dealing with history and I'm showing you Saint Maurice and I'm showing you all those knights and all that and all the same pictorial, the signs and symbols, you will see so-called the first church fathers. I'm showing you the melanation, the Moorish history, and what was in Britain, what was in Europe, what was in Germany, what was in Africa. All that is the same, and we still is lost in our mind. We're not saying nothing.
Opened that library up too, to the world. I said Putin opened up that library to the world.
Yeah, but like my professor said, you already did. He said only thing Putin just doing is verifying what you doing, brother. My brother. Yeah. This is what my professor said. We've been teaching this and I've been lecturing and on college for years. He said, yeah, nothing is people are not discovering nothing. They're revealing because it's people like us that can prove it. That can prove things. When you look at the pictures, person said, well, they messed up with the picture, and I forgot to look at it closely. He got on gloves. His hands is not white. He has on gloves. He has on gloves like a lot of the saints did. The brother got on gloves. Pull up the picture a little bit if you can see his hands a little bit. Noble. He got on gloves. Those are gloves, you see?
Uh-huh.
And that's Charles V. So page up, because we showed all this yesterday, and go slow. Said to be Christopher the Moor. Get it? Moor encounters the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire, Charles V, painted by the Dutch painter Jan Mazaret, circa 1520, is said to be the oldest painting of a black man in Europe. It is titled dismissively as a portrait of an African. As always, degenerated albinos seek to portray all blacks when not as slaves or servants, then as Africans. You see, as Africans, they try to say as Africans. In this way, they preclude all possibilities of them being native Europeans. Look at the dress. Page up, Noble. Keep going up. Look at the dress. That's European attire. That's Europe attire. That's not African attire. I'm done. We showed all the stuff. We showed the chalice in his hand, everything in his hand. When you look at that, and then page up, look what's in the monument. Look what's in the museum. Page up. Being. So we're not going. We done playing. So page up. You see the whitewash picture.
Absolutely.
So we talked about that. I don't want to stay too far in this.
Right there.
Yeah, the albino part is just the historical part. No disrespect to no one. We can pass the Hitler part about the mean Kemp. We went through that. You know, you can stop at Alessandro de Medici, the Duke of Florence, 1510 to 1537. And once when you get to the picture, when you go to Germany and Europe, they have pictures of him on the streets, because in the Germany museum they showing the black Germans. Keep going up. Keep going, Noble. Keep going. Right there. Right there. You can pull up on the streets of Germany. They got pictures of him. They got pictures of him. And in the museum, they showing the black legacy of the ancient and modern Britons that David Macarici tell you. That's in Ancient and Modern Britons in the 2 volumes. Just like Bertram Thomas tell you who the Arap. Oh, we about to get good in part 2 of today's class. That's why I be telling you, truth has no signs. We got to let these, we got what you afraid of? We ain't dissing nobody. Just like the Pucci. Look at the Pucci family. And like that expensive, when you go to Vegas, it's a store called Pucci. You be like, oh, Gucci, no, Pucci. Okay, what's the history of the Pucci family? Right here. Right here. The Pucci crest on the floor. Yes, sir. Of a Sant Sistema Annuzzita, the headband, just like the Corsica flag, originally bore 3 hammers, symbol of the family's ancestral profession, later replaced by the 3 T's to represent the acronym of the family motto, Temporum Tempora Tempera. Time is a great healer. You see? Look what's on the building. Page up, my brother, if you don't mind. On the Grand Count Ducal course. Look at that.
Corsica head.
Yeah. I mean, they know this. And then when we went, okay, when it's saying who they are, when they be whitewashing it, and then I say you can't erase what we were, you're gonna whitewash the pictures, but then let's see what the memoirs say of who Jacques Casanova de Singault is. And you see right there when you go to it, and you see blow it up a little bit, it's highlighted. Let's see what it is underlining. It says the portraits of Casanova by the Prince de Ligne. It says he would be a very fine man if he was not ugly. He is tall, built like Hercules, but with an almost African complexion. I'm done. You feel me? Yeah, You got to feel me. Page up. Keep going, page up. I just wanted to make that emphasis. Keep going. Because we touched all this. You will see the whitewash of Maximilian. Then you'll start looking at the coins as Noble keep going. And then when you get to the brother with the turban on, you'll start seeing the whitewash of Maximilian. Watch this. Boom, stop right there, because we went there. I know you've probably seen this picture before. The Holy Roman Emperor, 1612, King of Hungary. Of Croatia, 1608, as Matthias II, King of Bohemia, 1611. Matthias was born in Australia, capital of Vienna. Maximilian II, Holy Roman Emperor of Mari of Spain. Who ruled Spain for over 800 years? The Moorish, the so-called Jews. What happened to them? You tell me. Exactly. Matthias married Archduchess Anna of Austria, daughter of Uncle Archduke Ferdinand II of Austria, whose successor in Austria, Matthias, became what? In 1595. Their marriage did not produce surviving children, but we already read that. Look at the picture of the brother. The portrait of a wealthy black man, either Flemish or German, circa 1540, in a private collection. Look at the brother. Look how he decked out. Got the earring in his ear. The followers, the Jacobites, the followers of Yahshua, the high priest, the turban with the jewel on it. He probably got his bonnet under there, aka Fufu. You know, look at his tunic on, cotton or silk, embroidery. Look at the brother. Look at the brother decked out. Look at the jewel in his ear. Look at the jewel in the brother's ear. Just like I got my jewel on my turban. I got my Moorish head on my turban. He got his jewel on, and he look like he got some other jewels on his turban. Let's stop playing with him. He Moorished out. He Moorished out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's how you be looking. Malik, we be having turbans on, looking Moorish out. Goatee, like, oh, all that good oil, good shea butter in the beard, smelling good. You feel me?
Know it. You know it.
You know it. You know it. Page up a little bit. Vincino Scamazzi, 1548, 1616. A Viennese architect, a writer on architecture. You know, he was the most important figure there with Andre Palladio. You know, this is what Europe looked like before 30-year wars. We showed this. We showed the Black King or High Noble of Portugal with the cross of the Order of Santiago on his back. Remember? What was the little TV show with Carmen Santiago? It was something like that.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah. Look at the pictures when you start looking at things. They be putting it in your face.
All day.
16th century oil painting by an anonymous Flemish painter. The work depicts a scene in front of the fountain of Lisbon, Portugal, circa 1570. Circa 1570. The king wore the cross or the Order of Santiago, which was founded in the 12th century and owes its name to the national patron of Galicia and Spain, Santiago, St. James the Greater, under whose banner the Christians began the 9th century to combat and drive back the Moors and the Muslims from the Iberian Peninsula. From the sea to shining deep, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Woody-whoop-dee-whoop. Y'all get it? I hope we start getting in Thomas Jefferson Quran. Look at the coins, because I don't want to stay too far in this. Now we at the sister. Look what she got in her hand. Oh, Brian, gonna get to it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it all, baby. The portrait of this ancient woman, but they say black, but we'll use that as speaking points of a black woman holding a clock, previously owned by the Italian painter Carlo Maratti, 1625, brothers and sisters, 1713, named in his invention as above. This close-up is a part of a large painting which has not been made available for public viewing. Upon acquisition by the Walters Art Museum for the exhibit, the African, see, I already tried to say African presence in the Renaissance, Europe. Now you're talking about the African presence, but they were Europe. In Renaissance Europe, tell the truth. Ancient and modern Britons, Russian icons. Let's just be specific. You know, and I know. But the name of the painting was changed to the portrait of an African slave woman. Ain't no slave woman, and attributed to Annabelle Carrassi, circa 1580. This, of course, was done in support of the false fantasy history of albinos. No disrespect. Page up a little bit, Brian. Unknown young nobleman by clothing in Berlin. By Peter Shinnick. I hope we know what that attire is. I hope we know what that attire is. See, the picture's going to always bust them in the head. They're not historic. Elector of Saxony, Maurice, 1541, 1553. Taylor, Annenberg. We got the facts, we got the documents, we got the archaeology, we got the pictures. So what happened to the black Euro? The albinos who actually acknowledged that they never existed, they don't forget. The standard albino lie is that they are the original Europeans, claim that they were assimilated. No, it's no disrespect. For those so silly as to accept, no disrespect, that explanation of assimilation is easily proven false. India was the first place to suffer invasions by the albinos in circa 1500 BC, and they have been assimilating each other for about 3,500 years. Europe's invasion by the albinos occurred 300 years later, circa 1200 BC, by the people that were incorrectly called Hellenes, Latins. Those names were in fact for native blacks per se. Stay in context. Those first albinos were indeed assimilated over the next 1,000+ years. But the next wave of Central Asian albinos, the Germanics, the Slavs, the Turks, was massive. They were too far many and could not be assimilated by blacks, thus resulting in racial conflict. It's no disrespect. This is how assimilating works. And this is what assimilation looked like. No disrespect. When you look at that color, when you look at that spectrum, it's no disrespect. When we talk about ancient and modern, we talk about ancient and modern Britons. We can deal with David McRitchie and Bertram Thomas. And in this book, the Arab and Atlantis, and Bertram Thomas tell you who the ancient Arab is. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Page up. He said, we know what modern is. He'll be like, that's modern on the left. No disrespect. He say, it's just what it is. There is nothing like that above in Europe. So then we are asked to believe that only a few hundred years, no disrespect, European albinos or white albinos absorbed the entire black population of Europe. This is an incredibly stupid lie, which defeats logic. I mean, this is facts. Look at the Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand III. I don't want to stay too far in that, but I'm showing pictures. Go up to the melanated brother. Following the death, following the death of Wellington, who had previously denied him the overall military command of the Catholic side, in 1634, he was made titular head of the Imperial Army, and later that year joined with his cousin, the Cardinal Infant Ferdinand, they being nominally responsible of the capture of Donauwörth and Rendsburg and the defeat of the Swedes at the Battle of Nordingen. That picture is a young archer by Govert Flink, Dutch, circa 1640, a young soldier of the Holy Roman Empire during the 30-Year War, 1618, 1648. Did y'all hear me? Rome. I mean, come on. Page up, Brother Brian. Look at this picture, the rare, apparently authentic nappy hair image of the Holy Emperor on a coin right there. A Roman emperor, Ferdinand II. He was the emperor during the 30-Year War. Seems the albinos destroyed all the other images. Keep going, page up. Portrait of a Dutch soldier. They showing you how things get whitewashed. You can keep going slowly, Noble. You look at Dutch Frederick the Eighth, all these coins, all this pictorial. You start going down, seeing how whitewashed pictures. I just want us to go slow because we got there. And when you get to the part of Charles IV, the melanated, keep going. Yep, keep going. We was here. I don't want to stay too far in this. I said I want to stay about at least 30 minutes. The crash course. That's why people need the documents. That's why you need to come to class. I'll put it in your hands. There's nothing wrong with supporting something that's real.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong with it because you want to have this. You want to see this. You want to be able to share this with your children. Yep, keep going. Keep going. You're going to get to the good part. Here it comes. You see all that whitewashing. Bam. Higgiman, the black painter, probably in Vienna, 1670, 1680. We talk about this in these time periods, 1680. And then page up a little bit. You'll see a mulatto architect, Godderfield Henry Crone, 1703, 1756. Considered one of the most important Baroque architects. Keep going. Page up a little bit more. Because we saw all the whitewash pictures. I just wanted to show some things. Now, we showed y'all documents who Haydn and all those are, and Beethoven. I got the documents. I shared it with y'all. They're telling y'all they were Moors. And they saying that Beethoven was more darker than his protege Haydn. The documents in the old writings. So we done even talking about that. We done illuminated that already. Page up. You see a portrait of a young woman by Theodore Groschet, circa 1850. And then you see other pictures. Mulatto. Page up. Keep going. You'll get there. You'll get there. Keep going. Keep going, brother. Yep. You saw it. Bam. Stop right there. Okay. This right here is called The Portrait of a Young Woman by the French painter John Athene Leadoff, late 1700. From where? Europe. Europe. Look at the picture under it. 1779. When we say more and copper colorations, everybody ain't one shade. This is by her father. Who was her father? John Ennett Littard.
So many humans.
Listen, did you hear what I just said? Look at the first picture and see who painted it. Read it, and then read the second picture and see who painted it.
Different person?
No, look at it. Look at it again. Look and read. See who painted that picture. The name by the French painter who?
Jean.
Okay. And then go to the next picture and see who painted that. By who?
The same person.
By her what?
By her father.
Oh. Look at them features. Look what it looked like. Just because that lighter you can't tell that's a sister?
Oh, yeah, I can.
You got Karl Hendrik Marx, German philosopher, economist, socialist, historian, journalist, revolutionary. Yeah. That's what I've been telling people. I said, we not historical. I want to give y'all to keep going. The last black European royalty may have been Princess Pauline von Metternich, 1836-1921. Read her biography and see many efforts the albinos made with her pictures to make her appear less melanated. I'm telling you, but you can't hide it. That's like if you saw a picture of a person of Malik family and they try to whitewash and highlight it. You'd be like, this still Malik family. We know what the bloodline is. Why? Because they look just like Malik.
Yes, sir.
You be a fork be starting to get stuck in them. And if you want an indication of how exclusive the racial situation was in medieval, note this painting. Keep going, page up. It's a painting by Lucas Cranach, the younger, Christ and the woman taken in adultery. And Christ and the woman taken in adultery by Lucas Cranach, the younger, circa 1550. Note that the Black Knight and the only Black Knight is done in grotesque. That's pure hatred. Now there is no more blacks in Europe. And after all those wars, there is a new Europe. And in the new Europe, there are no longer any blacks. They have disappeared. And at this point, even the myths would suspect that there is much that the albinos are not telling us. I don't want to stay too far in that. Go to this picture. Go to the next picture. I mean, it's too much. Okay, we gotta go to the main topic. But Christian Prater, 1715, 1769, and the wife Rebecca, and married in Germany in 1740, shown with their daughter, Anna Marie Praten. See that? There are many versions as to their ethnicity, a sure indication that, as usual, the albinos make it up as they go. No disrespect to no one. You see? Y'all still with me? I ain't ruffling no feathers. Y'all okay? Y'all can still breathe, right?
Yeah, we with you.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all was scared of history, scared of your own self. Let's go to page. Let's go to the next document. It's gonna get good. I keep telling people this is a book right here, y'all. Before you go to that, this book right here is called Christian Slavery. It's called Christian Slavery, Conversion and Race in the Protestant Atlantic World by Catherine Gerbner, a European lady. You know, and she's talking just like I'm talking about. When misnomer black people thought they got baptized and give me my baptismal certificate. That didn't mean that. You're still a slave. Chapter 1, Christian slaves in the Atlantic world. Chapter 2, Protestant supremacy. Chapter 3, Quaker slavery and slave rebellion. Chapter 4, from Christian to white. Chapter 5, imperial politics to slave conversion. Chapter 6, the SPG and slavery. Chapter 7, inner slavery and spiritual freedom. Chapter 8, defining true conversion. Pro-slavery, theology, and black Christianity, all listed here. Just like the black Christian codes, Negroes couldn't do nothing. And here she telling you that and looking at the relationship between white exclusive, Protestant supremacy, the formation of a Christian slavery that encouraged conversion of blacks, but discouraged their literacy, and the role of African Americans during the compelling time. But could slaves become Christians? If so, did their conversion lead to freedom? Nope. Then how could perpetual enslavement be justified? When Protestant missionaries arrived in the plantation colonies intended to convert enslaved Africans to Christianity in the 1670s, they were appalled that most slave owners rejected the prospect of slave conversion I don't want to stay too far in that. I'm just showing you. You thought you was a Christian slave. You thought, oh, I'm a Christian now, but it don't matter. Gratitude. That's what all my muftis, all my brothers be saying. Be like, no, Sheik, you just teaching. We lost in history. Brothers be so caught up in one part of history as they do, and your language and your linguistics be off, especially when it's down to civics. So let's put the document up, the second document. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Remember we are talking about Vladimir Dale's dictionary of an Arap, an ancient Arap, A-R-A-P, not A-R-A-B. You always hear me talking about Bertram Thomas' book, The Arab, who the ancient Arabs. So the famous A-R-A-P, the famous A-R-A-P of Peter the Great. You got that picture? You don't got that picture? Yeah, come on, there we go. Because I got it on my phone. I'm reading too, so just page up. Yeah, we own that, you know what? We own them. Oh, we own them. As my professor said, huh, what they want, what they want. Thank you for the donation. If y'all like the teacher, like my homie said, don't be bashful, give a donation. If anybody want literature and books, I got a book right here. It's called Criminalizing the Race, Free Blacks During Slavery by Sharice C.L. McIntyre. Go on Amazon and tell me how much this book costs. And I converted this to a PDF, an ebook. You can get this for me for a $40 donation. Go how much on Amazon and see how much it costs. The reason why we don't know nothing because we ain't introduced to somebody that got the information. I converted it all to ebooks. And my muftis can print it and bind it for you for the same price, Office Max and Staples. That's why we lost, because we don't support nothing or spend our money on nothing that we say we love. You see? And I'm giving you some worth of value for a fraction of the price. The Battle of Linsinia, 1720, fragment, the famous Arap. I didn't say Arab, A-R-A-B. Y'all heard me, nobles. Say it with me. Arap. Come on, say it with me.
Arap.
Thank you, Brian. Of Peter the Great, Abraham, Hannibal, the great-grandfather of A.S. Pushkin. You know who Pushkin, Alice Pushkin. That's who. It's probably known to everyone. However, there are still many mysteries and dark spots in his biography, starting from the place and time of his birth and the circumstances of his appearance in Russia. They even argue about the color of his skin, and many are sure that Abraham Hannibal was a Negro. Pushkin himself, realizing that he was not handsome and complex like Apollo, decided to turn his flaws into dignity and tried to attract the attention of girls and married ladies with his exotic appearance, which in fact was far from exotic, especially when we talk about the first Moorish Mason, Angelo Solomon. Angelo Solomon was the first Moorish Mason. Research Angelo Solomon. But this is how the young Alexander Pushkin looks in the portrait of S.G. Cherkov, written in 1810. Light skin, gray or blue eyes, red hair. That's what he said. To be a descendant of an Arab, A-R-A-B, Pushkin seemed uninteresting. He wanted to be a Negro. And they note that the first chapter of Eugene Onegin, the poet, proudly informed readers. On the mother side, the author is of African descent. And in the poem, Yuruf, he reminded of this, speaking about himself. The offsprings of the Negro is ugly. And he also repeated with pleasure after Borgerin, who ridiculed him. My black grandfather, Hannibal, was bought for a bottle of rum. And then all of a sudden, someone didn't read this in Borgerin's book. And I must say, Alexander Sergeyevich really convinced a lot of people in his Africanism. Fyodor Solog, for example, called Pushkin a Moor who rushed at Russian women. However, in fact, the great-grandson of Abram Petrovich Hannibal, even a Negro, even an Arap with a P, was more than dubious due to a very distant relationship. And some researchers believe that the poet's great-grandfather, like the Moor Othello, had nothing to do with blacks, Arabs, Negroes, and Moors. Let's first try to figure out who the Arabs, A-R-A-P, are. Initially, the Berbers and the Arabs of Northern Africa were called in Europe, just like when we talk about the Freemen and the Freemen, the Amazigians. The Amazigians is the Berbers. Amazigians, it connotate to Freemen. This area is called the Maghreb. Y'all heard about the Maghreb? The Maghreb. Oh, I gotta take my term off. I had a little too tight. Had a little too tight. But remember, Vladimir Modell also confused everyone who called the word Arap, A-R-A-P, Moor, and Negro synonymous. The word Negro and Moor really have the same meaning, per se. Black, only in translation from different languages. Negro from Latin, Moor from Greek. I get more specific because we know in Spanish, negrito mean black. Negrito mean black, but I get more specific, but just stay in context. Please don't get out of context. The Romans called Mauritania a country located in where? Northwest Africa, on the territory of what? Western Algeria, and what? Northern Morocco. This is what the Moorish king Masia or Masinissa looks like, an ally of Hannibal Barca in the Second Punic War, and a participant in the Battle of Zama. Remember I told y'all how Africa was named after a European? How he got his name after defeating the general? Come on, man. I lectured that last week. You got to go back into this. This all don't line up. It all lines up. October 9th, 202 BC. You see the silver coin of Masinissa. So in the Middle Ages, the Moors were called Arabs of North Africa, whose skin has a dark shade, even compared to those Europeans who lived in southern Italy, in in Andalusia. As for the Arabs, with the A-R-A-B, the word Arab is clearly heard here. However, there is a second bottom. The fact is that Europeans often brought blacks from Arabs, Maghreb pirates. When brothers be talking about, oh, they some Arabs, and I say, well, you clearly don't know the Arab slave trade, what it's all about. And if y'all were all Muslims, why they separate you? It's a whole nother story, man. Like I be saying, I ain't on no religion side. And therefore, in European countries, blacks were indeed often called Arabs, A-R-A-P-S. Negro boys were in demand because of their exotic features, per se. Many European aristocrats sought to have a Arab Chanak in their service. There is how it looks in paintings by these first century French artists, Claude Francis, Vignon. Look at the young Moor, look at the young brother. You know, they them sisters over there sexing him up. You know, he's exotic. You feel me, Brian?
Islam.
See, the fashion for Africans also did not pass Russia. It is known that the Arabs with the P even served the mother of Tsar Mikhail Romanov and of the court of Catherine II. There were 10 immigrants from Africa. Their possession was called Arabs of Supreme Court, and they were Arabs with the P, senior and junior. In addition, the European armies, Negroes, were very popular as regimental musicians, timpani, trumpeters, drummers in the circuses. When I talk about Ringling Circus and all that, it is circuses that the timpani in some French regiments were officially called Negroes, even if they were blonde-haired and blue-eyed native of Normandy. And the famous French commander of the 1747th century, Mortis of Saxony, even tried to create a separate Negro Lancers unit, along with the Tatar, Wallachian, and Mauritanian. It is known that in the 9, he had 20 Moors in 1749. Negroes. By 49, the number of Negroes was brought to XNUMX. Therefore, in the Viennese Moors, Othello was definitely not a Negro. Then there are still questions about the Arap, Abram, Hannibal. Abram, Hannibal. We fact-checking him. Original of Abram Hannibal. And what did Abram Petrovic Hannibal himself write about himself? He claimed that his father was a prince and owned 3 cities, the main of which was Lagon, located on the banks of either the river or the sea. Abram's father allegedly had many wives and children. Hannibal called the name of one of his sisters Lagon. According to the most common version, Abram's birthplace is where? Abyssinia. Y'all know Abyssinia is Ethiopia, for those that don't know. Somewhere on the border of modern Ethiopia and Eritrea. Abyssinians have mixed Negroid and Caucasian features skin color, from swarthy to dark, swarthy piot, black peak. Get it? This is what purebred Ethiopian Letsenbit Giddy looks like. the world's record holder at distance of 5,000 meters, 10 millimeter, and a kilometer on the highway, and in the half marathon. You see it right there. It's also been suggested that the city of Lagon, named by Abram, was located on the territory of modern northern Cameroon, south of Lake Chad. This is already Black Africa, and the boy brought from there must have been a Negro. However, after the death of his godfather, Peter I, Abram himself changed his surname. There was Petrov, Hannibal became, and he took a new surname in honor of the great commander, who he considered his countryman. An ancient Carthage, get it? Carthage, Carthaginian, Phoenician, Phoenicians, as you know, was located on the territory of modern Tunisia. This is part of the Maghreb, now Berber, Amazigians, free men. I hope y'all be like, yes, come on, man. And Arabs live here. And yes, Carthage was founded by the Punians, immigrants who arrived here from Phoenicia. Come on. I'm quoting stuff before I even get to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to message. That's why I be so hard for my European brothers to get it. When I speak in scholarship, they get it. That's why I say our people, they don't know what? Nothing. We've been programmed for years to think everybody came up here with some boat as some African booty scratchers. They were Indo-Europeans who spoke a language related to Semitic. That is, blacks have never, I'm saying blacks as a speaking point, lived in this territory. Therefore, Vladimir Vysotsky, who played the role of Hannibal in the Soviet film, The Tale of How Taz Peter Married, may not have had to encourage in blackfacing. From blackface, now mercilessly criticize in the West and smear his face with shoe polish. However, he does not even look like a black man in makeup. Page up. You see how they doing the picture? I'm telling y'all, this you got to be like, it started making it click. Even when Jamie Foxx played the Moor, when he was playing it with what's the movie?
The Black Knight.
No, when Jamie Foxx played the Moor.
Oh, I think that's Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. How not so similar to the Negro in this portrait is Abraham Petrovich himself. However, some believe that this is a portrait of a Russian general of German origin, I. Moller Kaminsky. But the very fact that Hannibal's Arap is confused with a German speaks volumes, y'all. Just even if that is him, if he confused, Arab is confused with a German, speak volumes, because that'll tell you, if you've seen a German, you've seen an ancient Arab. If you've seen an ancient Arab, you've seen an ancient European. Are y'all rocking with me? You've seen an ancient modern Britain. Somebody better talk to me.
Yes, sir. Come
on, y'all. We liberate here. Y'all should feel great, because I do. But in this portrait by one of the students of D. Miscavige, he got a whitewashed, we definitely see the eldest son of an Arab, Peter I, Ivan Abramovich Hannibal. Agree, he looks a little like a mulatto, like his brother Isaac. In the miniature below, he is swarty, but there are Negroid features. He's swarty, but Negro features. The brother's mother was Christina Regina von Solberg, the daughter of a Swedish captain and a Baltic German from the noble family of von Albedel. She lived until 1792, gave birth to 11 knuckleheads, and her part Pushkin's origin is the most Nordic. You know, Nordic, way to Russia. See, we're going to go, we still in Europe, y'all. But how did the African boy, Abraham, who became known as Abram Hannibal, end up in Russia? Okay, the petition written by him, 1742, in which he speaks the Empress Elizabeth Petrovna to grant him the nobility and approve the family coats of arms has been preserved. You see it, the family coats of arms with the elephant, with the winged bird. They better stop playing with us. Your family arms, your coat, your family crest, the coat of arms of the Hannibal family is believed that Abram Petrovich actually copied it from the coats of arms of Peter the First, commemorate in arms of France, Lefort. Page up. Keep going, Noble. But let's go back and let's get back to Hannibal's petition, who in this document states, and I quote, this is what the document states: I come from the lowest of Africa, the nobility there. I was born in possession of my father in the city of Lagon, which moreover had two more cities under it. In 1706, in 706, I left for Russia from Tsarograd under Count Sava Vladislavich by my will in my early years, and brought to Moscow to the house of the blessed and eternally worthy memory of the sovereign emperor Peter the Great, and baptized into the Orthodox Greek confession faith, and his imperial majesty, designed to be present at the recipient with his highest person. And from that time, he was not apart from his imperial majesty, y'all. You see? So, and immediately questions arise. How did he, by his own will, leave for Russia if he was still in his younger years? And at that same time, apparently, he showed honor to Count Sava Vladislavich by agreeing to keep his company. Meanwhile, Sava Luchik Radzinski Vladislavich, which was a Serb who later transferred to the Russian service at the beginning of 1704 century, was neither a count nor a Russian subject, y'all, but in Constantinople. He was on an unofficial mission as a private person, y'all. So I want to jump down to the next paragraph because I already done set that precedent. But however, traces of the Arap, A-R-A-P, Abram, can be traced in Russia since 1698. 1698. 1698. That's right. This should be shared. It should. This was written by such authoritative researchers as Blagoy, B-L-A-G-O-I, and Ian Granskaya, Granatskaya. So in the Palace account, the book for 1699, a crafting is mentioned among the expenses for tailoring foreign Abram Petrov. In another place of the same document, and look at this, a shirt and boots, Abram, Arapa. They also pay attention to the engraving of Sheik Anikbek, on which he depicted Peter the First and his Arap Hanak in 1705. A look at it. Look at the brother. Look at the picture. Come on now. Y'all see the Moor behind? Did you see the melanated brother behind him? Oh, you don't got that picture there? Yeah. The 7-year-old Arap Khan standing behind the emperor looks very tall. Now, if he was 7 years old back then in 1698 and in 1705, he was already 14, y'all, then everything is fine, although still quite high at that time. Here, the Arap Kamka has obvious Negroid features. However, his name is not given. Perhaps this is not an Arap child that received the name Peter at baptism, but became known as Abram Petrovich Hannibal. But the second one brought to Russia at the same time and received the name Alexia at baptism. We get ready to get deep. And how reliable is the portrait? Did Sheikh Ganibik have an order to write exactly a typical Negro? Question. After all, even Peter the First looks completely different in different portraits. When we talk about whitewashing of the history books, when you see in Russian icons, when you see in Maccabees how the heathen, the Gentile, tried to whitewash themselves in the history books, and in Russian icons it shows it. You got it's other pictures which the portrait is closer to the original. And here, for example, is a lifetime portrait of this king by a Shunian painter in Vienna in 1698. But much more common are idolized and romanticized portraits like the one at the bottom. Look at the other picture. I'm telling you. The letter of Leafroy addresses to Peter, who was part of the great embassy, is curious. In it, he recalls that several slaves must be brought from enlightened Europe. On this basis, it has been suggested that it was Peter I who brought his future godson in Holland and England. And the Saxon diplomat, Georg von Gelbig, in his book, Russian Favors, published in Tübingen in 1809, states, and I quote eloquently with the silver tongue, Abram Petrovic Hannibal was a Moor. We're going to keep sticking forks in it. What they say, he was a Moor. Well, he's a nigger. Yeah, he was a Moor. Yahshua, Jesus was too. Why? Because I can show you, that I can use the Bible, that the misnumbered black man is a father of civilization used by the Bible alone. So if anybody want to come with that dumb stuff, talk about the Bible is some white man book, you a fool. You've been taught wrong. How you a Moor and you from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood, and I'm showing you history and religious history. It's going back to Moorish history. Damn it, I can get the 1599 Geneva Bible. What do we call you? A damn blackamoor. So if the great Bible was transferred, the first Bible, and it was transliterated from the damn 1599 Geneva Bible, why they didn't leave it blackamoor in there? Because you would have started having too many dang old questions. Come on, somebody, support something that's real, y'all. Stop playing with me. My professor said, like, man, all these people don't support it. We don't share this shit. I should have been viral. We support all the stupid stuff. Support something that's real. I need support too. To keep this ministry spread. I don't give a damn if Trump talk about he gonna stop the public school. You ain't learning nothing in there, no way. Once you learn your 1, 2, 3s and ABCs, you ain't learning microeconomics. You ain't learning macroeconomics. You don't know about gross and net. You don't know about the value of the dollar. You don't know nothing about investing. You know nothing about none of this stuff. You know nothing about profit and loss. You know nothing about that. It's not taught. I teach all that right here. Abraham Petrovic Hannibal was a Moor, whom Peter I brought to Russia from Holland as a ship cabin boy. In general, it is impossible. What do you say? Please don't. Gratitude for the donation. I'm going to keep going. I got a little bit more time. But in general, it is impossible to choose the only correct version at the moment. But Hannibal is lying, telling a romantic tale about a princely son, anguishing in captivity of the Turkish Sultan, in order to ascribe to himself a noble origin, in which, by the way, he is absolutely not original. Pushkin himself tried to research the biography of his ancestors. And after the death of the poet, among other documents, a notebook was found with a biography of Abram Hannibal, written in German, written in Sprechern die Deutsch. It is not clear how this document fell into the hands of Pushkin and who was its author, but it can be confidently asserted, even in that movie where, what's that little girl name? What's her name? I can't think of her name now. She's older now. She was playing that movie when she popped back in the slave days. What's that girl name? Huh? Yeah, Kiki Palmer. Yeah. And then when you look at the book she got in her hand, you got to look at the book. It's by Alice Pushkin. You got to be like, okay, what's that book about? I've been breaking it down. It'd be little messages in movies. Just like in the movie Denzel was in, you saw Noble Drew Ali on the wall. They be knowing. They don't do it. They don't bury our prophet in a shallow grave. Listen, I told you, I'm gonna always come with wisdom. I'm not gonna let nobody destroy wisdom. We had great men. Whatever they did in their personal life, that's them. We had great men that wrote wisdom. Like when I tell people, Nobles, about Dr. York, when I talk about that wisdom and I understand it, I know wisdom. And I know wisdom with that's unbiasedness from color. I know languages and documents, and I'm connected to the holy tablets. You can't discredit the man's writings and his wisdom. Because I can trace it back to all ancient tablets, especially in language. I can forget talking about Islam, I'm not. He said, "Are you in support of African Americans purchasing and occupying land in Africa?" I don't support nothing African American. So when a person say African American, that's an oxymoron. So I don't support none African American. With all respect, that's an oxymoron. I know who I am specifically. I support whatever a person want to do. I don't tell nobody what to do with their land or with their time or with their money. But I'm an American. That's why I'm here. This is my land. My family was here. Yes, I love the continent of Africa, but it's children and things here that I need to help. It's babies that don't have nothing. It's people outside that's in shelters that we know. and we waiting and we telling them to go to a shelter in our book. It's things that I can do in my city. So in my neighborhood in Flint, Michigan. So I don't have a problem with people doing things outside of themselves. But hey, I don't take food off the table to feed nobody. I'm helping my community first. But I have compassion for all the rest of that stuff. I have compassion for all that, you know? So let's proceed. Well, Pushkin himself tried to research the biography, you know, as I said, but it's not clear how the document fell in his hand, you know, and who was the author. But you can tell of certain things, you know. Pushkin and Hannibal calls this source idiotic document. That's what they try to say. But and similarly brought Arap, increased zeal, incorruptible, the king's breastplate, not a slave. So what do we think about some of this stuff that we talked about? Nobles for open discussion. What do we, I'll be teaching, what do we think about things, brothers and sisters, about history? I mean, about first century writings. I can get right in Russian icons. And then we go back to all those pictures about Saint Maurice and all those pictures that we've been showing all through these last couple weeks of history. What is that telling us, brothers and sisters? This is what I'm saying, because we always talk about other things. And, you know, as the person asked me, what do I feel about things that really I don't have a problem with? But everybody be always talking about leaving or getting misconstrued to talk about expatriating from some de facto government. But that's an oxymoron, you know, and just so much stuff and about acquiring land here and there. That's fine. But once again, I'm an American. Why would I leave? My family has been from Florida. I have my family is from here. A person, we got land here. Me and my moved, we got 10 acres in the middle of Vegas and Arizona. We got land here in the Americas. You know, the Great Migration is us coming together. But if people want to leave and I say, go where? Where do a person go? What do they know? Who do they know? What connection they have? Yes, there's some people that left the United States and went to the continent and did good. Do we know any? I don't know. It's there. But I don't believe that people should leave somewhere and say it's going to be better there if you're not doing what you need to do here. Because what's going to be different? What's going to be different? You know?
What's going to be different about what?
You know, when I tell people when they say American blacks, and I say I don't know what an American black is. I don't identify as an American black. That's an oxymoron. I'm specific. I'm a Moorish. I know my nationality, my race, and my status, and I'm not here to argue with no one. But I say I'm not American blacks. I'm a Moorish American. What type of American I am? A Moorish American.
White Americans. They just call themselves Americans.
Or Irish American, or, you know, and so this what I tell people. I say it's our language, it's who I'm showing it's who we are. When I say black, I'm using that as a speaking preference, but not ethnicity, because black was never used to describe ethnicity in the first century. There's no such thing as ancient black. You were Britons, you were Russian icons, you were Moors, or you were tribes in the Americas. You were the tribes, and we had our tribal names. So it's us, you know what I mean? It's our language, it's our education. When people say it don't matter, and it do, and then a person will ask me, are you down with reparations? And I say, oh, are you? They'll say, yeah. And I say, do you think Negro, black, and color or African Americans will get reparations? They'll say, yeah. And I say, you would never will. Nobody will get reparations identifying to something that's a slave. Civil mortis. Then I asked, do you know the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment, manumissions? These brothers don't even want to listen. They think they 14th Amendment Negroes. And they don't want to forget 1866. I done went back and showed you in history what it's all about. And brothers telling you that they ain't no 14th Amendment slave Negroes. We don't show this in history and we still confused. So that's on us. You know, when we got brothers that look like us that be confusing the masses. This is what I'm saying. And if somebody want to add to this, we showed the document last week. We left the discussion open. That's why I stopped. To discuss anything, you know.
Islam. I mean, it's just showing proof. You know, if anybody can kind of go back and, you know, most of us, if we just think about our childhoods, and, you know, we were educated on a certain thing, and maybe we just weren't educated on other things. But now, you know, the information is there, especially being a part of, institutions and temples like the BBT, schools like the BBT, where, you know, we're getting access to this information, and we could go back, and now we can kind of see with all of these images, just doing research online, you can even pull up things like we went over today. So it's there, and it's showing you, you know, how were you what they say a slave was, as far as chattel slavery and getting whipped and getting your feet cut off and picking cotton and doing all these other things. It's just introducing us to what our people were, and who we are in history. And it should just, you know, excite you to let you know, like, hey, if you felt this way about yourself and people who look like you, well, it was a lie. It was a lie. They weren't calling you the right thing. You weren't calling yourself the right thing. It was a lie. Everything was, a lot of the stuff was whitewashed information. It wasn't the right information. It was information that a public school system wanted that those children to be exposed to, you know. And sometimes you kind of go through your entire life not knowing who you are as far as history is concerned, your own history. And what you presented today, what we presented was proof that all over the world, you know, we were going by different names, and they had certain complexions and certain words that meant certain things as far as complexion of the individual, and different things that we could see that these folks look like you and me. So how were we this other thing, transatlantic slave trade? Even going into that history, we can kind of see that a lot of that was just whitewash. They were calling you something that we weren't. So we presented it to the world. It's just right in front of us. We weren't. Some of us were, had jobs and employment, and we worked for free or whatever the case was, based on whatever we thought we were. But we don't have to do that anymore. It's more mental now than anything, and we're getting closer to, that history that we need, that's going to empower us to do what it is we're here for, as far as God's purpose and who we are. And I think that's what we're showing, Sheik.
Gratitude, Nova Dante. Very well said. Very well said.
And sure, I honestly believe with learning what we are learning here, we should be able to unpack and relearn all of that old stuff, because it's when you think about it, we have been kind of programmed to act a certain way based on that history. People have been lackadaisical. People haven't been financially responsible. People have even took on criminal behavior based on the history of themselves. So once you once you start learning all of these rich histories, it should spark something in you to want to be better, to want to reach these heights. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is important, what we are doing. And once again, Sheik, gratitude.
Gratitude. And just even brothers that identify as Moors, a lot of them don't have the right knowledge. They angry, they promulgating something that's false. They dissing the Bible. I say, well, how are you a Moor? How are you dissing this legacy? And I'm showing you the Russian icons. I'm showing you ancient first century history, religion. I'm showing you this. Brothers, you got to admit that they don't have the literature. You're not introduced. Your sheik is not the high priest. He must be able to bring something to his brothers, impart wisdom on all levels, and just the wisdom to share. That's nobility. How can I say, if I'm a doctor and I can't see how, and I can't diagnose my brothers and give them their arcana? How can I say I have the keys and they hide, and like I don't want my brother to have just as much or go just as fast to help himself and his family? That's what this is about. I share everything. I have a library more exclusive than Amazon. And I'm not bragging than anybody. It's nothing on the internet. It's nothing that you're going to see that I'm not going to be able to give to you, document, and put in your hand. Nothing. Why? Because the work has been done. That's why. Anybody should be, they shouldn't be confused. Nobody should be assuming or getting sent in a burning house or getting caught up in scam. Why? Because I'm right here.
Well, they got to get out of their feelings.
Yes.
They got to get out of their feelings and get to the facts. That's it. And alphabetically, facts come before feelings, so deal with it.
And just like when we talking about what we can agree on today about what's going on with that 14th Amendment and all that, we can talk about the one world Tartarian. At one point, we were the Tartarians, but they were still Moors. All you got to do is have the history. All through the history, you got to know who you are. But then when we get to 1838, when I talk about William Yates, brothers and sisters, research who William Yates is. And then start researching the brother with the peace treaty of Morocco. Start researching this history. William Mace in 1838. I ain't say 1866. And abolitionist William Yates published the first legal treatise on the rights of free Black American. Yates insisted that all free Americans were citizens, that all free Americans, just like we talked about the Hebrew Hill, that fought for their rights. I mean, come on, I can go on and on and on, who were entitled to the privileges and the immunities guaranteed to be citizens. In Article 4, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution. I'll be telling these knuckleheads, well, we're going to overthrow this. The Constitution has never been changed. We all in there. We must uphold the Constitution. Retardo fardos. Y'all out here acting like some Roger Elvick sovereign citizens retardos. Oh, I'm a sovereign citizen. You an oxymoron. You a militia out here acting like Roger Elvick. Out here with that European, what was it called? Pandora's group. You know? Out there acting like some sovereign. That's what that come from. Roger Elvick. The Paradigm Group in Canada. Look what happened. Yates called for the equal rights of citizenship relating to persons and to things. But I showed y'all yesterday how I'm always add and teach, because that person don't mean nothing. A lawyer will lie to you. I showed you that person don't mean nothing. This change of ownership. I taught that, but just stay in context, because I don't even have time to do that again. But we know his acquisitions of property by contact and by inheritance, and even the soil, which no alien inheritance. That's when Abraham Lincoln, before he was a lawyer, the Spencer and Dungy case. Is my lawyer a Moor? Why? Just because the skin is darker than yours, he's still a Moor? What do you mean? M-O-O-R or M-O-O-R-E? And research what I'm telling y'all. Because since the early 1800s, it was illegal to be a Negro. That's when I talk about the Wilmington's white man's constitution. Kicked them Negroes out of Wilmington. Carolina. Became law in 1866, Civil Rights Act, and became one of the fundamental principles underlying Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. So when you look at the 14th Amendment, when people be thinking persons, that's what I tell brothers, don't get caught up in that bull crap. We're going to illuminate this, because if the 13th Amendment freed Negroes from slavery, there is no need for the 14th and the 15th. That's one of the sneakiest manumissions ever. But my brothers are not educated and illuminated enough, because they caught in their feelings, because they want to be right when you so wrong. And you ain't even sincerely wrong, because if you were sincerely wrong, you would stand corrected. You a man down. But these Negroes won't. They lead Negroes to in a burning house. I know this for a fact. Even in my city of Flint, them Negroes going to a burning house. Even them Negroes in Detroit, they going in a burning house because they jumping behind stupid stuff. And I can go way further. And I'm just so appalled of these goofy Moors. I'm so appalled of these bold Negroes.
The programming that's being done into the word black, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of programming that's been done, and then when we get you the facts, y'all don't want to look at it because you're so emotionally tied up with somebody else taught you that don't look like you and don't know your history. Maybe they do know your history, but they ain't supposed to teach it to you because that's not their job.
It's not. And citizenship is of central importance. It's the foundation of key of personal rights. Didn't say no civil rights. In regard to citizenship, it's the subject of great importance. Exclusion from suffrage. When I showed y'all in America, black and white, suffrage, how Southern Belle cut their hair. Suffrage. Because you was only 2/5 in the chattel. You didn't have your nationality and spirituality. I can teach it, man. I don't even need no books to teach this. That's why all my elders be like, you need to be the one. All the other Moors need to come home. But their ego is destroying them. Withholding of political rights only, but the question of citizenship strikes deeper. Deny a man this. When I talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness by Charles A. Wiseman, the average Negro Moors want to talk about they educated, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But when I come with that wisdom and with that academia from those advanced universities, it reigns supreme. Because I know the linguistics, and his personal rights are not safe. He may be hindered from going into a state. But see how the temple is set up. I showed y'all. We are a state, a principality. All those mean the same thing. But Negroes be off because they don't know how the temple is set up, and they don't know how our temple and school is set up because they don't know. And all what Negroes do is point. But if he enters it, he may be expelled or treated as an alien. On this principle, Missouri attempted to prohibit free colored men from coming into or selling in the state on any pretext, whatever. Remember, I just told y'all about the Wilmington's white man constitution. Didn't I just tell y'all about the Wilmington's white man constitution? How in the Carolina, them Europeans got together and said, man, ain't no niggas finna be in our area. You heard me?
Yeah.
They can be mad if they want to. Yates turned to the Constitution text. He says, the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in several states. So what they saying, we kicking these Negroes out. They ain't citizens of no state. You say what?
How many privileges was that? How many privileges they say was privy to?
You say what, Noble?
How many privileges they say they was privy to?
It said the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all the privileges and immunities of biblical. Listen, just the kicker of citizens in the several states. So if you ain't no citizen of this state, your ass ain't no citizen of this one or this one or this one or this one. I'm going back to the Bible, the curse of Ham. What? You're going to be a foreigner on your own land, not your skin, no curse. Dum-dums.
Instead of
Constitution, U.S. Article, Section 2, Class 1. Are free African Americans entitled to the privileges and immunities of citizens protected by Article 4 of the Constitution when it comes to fundamental rights? There is no basis for discriminating against free African Americans. So now what's a free African American? See, I'm telling y'all, you're getting caught up. A Negro. No, Negro is slave. Oh, that's synonymous with slave. Watch this. Negro, African American. Negro, black is all synonymous to slavery. So what's a free African American? You don't know. A Moor, an Amazigian. An Amazigian is a freeman. An Amazigian is a freeman, a Moor. So you telling me it's a difference from a slave Negroes and free Negroes? Huh?
No.
There is nothing. You see what I'm saying? Yes, it is. If you think you a damn slave, and you goddamn right it is. Why wouldn't you say no? If I'll let you hang yourself. If I ask you for the record, Malik, state who you are for the record. For the record, I'm an African American. I'm going to say I'm black. And I just told you civil mortis. According to science and law, black means death. Black wasn't used to describe ethnicity in the first century. So I'm finna base you under the parameters of law, under the black codes. You a nigga. You don't know no rights. I gotta tell you everything. You gotta get a court-appointed attorney lead to a lesser charge. You don't know nothing.
Right? You said a freed African American, right?
I'm being specific. So so we being specific. It ain't no, I'm not a free African American. The only free copper color races are these, because we know African American is synonymous to slaves. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you because African American is synonymous to slave. It's no, we can't defend a lie.
Right.
We got to be specific when we say state identity. I'm an African American. Well, according to science and law, Negro, black, colored, African American are synonymous to slaves. So what you talking about? That's the trick. That's how these Negroes jump in that 14th Amendment trickery person thing. That's where you catching. You just know that, Malik. I was saying that speaking as a person, how they get so caught up emotionally, not even looking at it, how you already looked at it. It's certain vernacular in there. I don't care what it all say. It's certain vernacular in there that got you hung, man. And you don't even see the word. It's one word in there that got you right back. Person. I'm telling you, and you ain't even see it. African Americans, there is nothing to justify it in the English common law, in the British Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence. These are important, valuable privileges. Do they belong to free persons? Now we got to know what is the free person of color. Now you switched it. I'm telling you. Okay, what's a free person of color? Because a free person of color can be what a copper color race is found here by the Europeans. But we ain't say African American, did we? Noble Malik.
No, we didn't.
You see what I'm saying? It's talk about, it said, do they belong to free persons of color? So is that a difference? If they were white, it is conceded they would, to the point then turns on a distinction of color. But such a distinction as the basis of fundamental rights is not recognized by common law of England or the principles of the British Constitution, nor by our own Declaration of Independence. See, Malik, we are human beings. And we are Americans. What type of American? I just told you, a Moorish American. What's my nationality? Moorish American. What's my race? I choose Asiatic. What's my status? Free white. If you don't understand free white, as Malik Wood breaking it down and say, y'all don't get it, what free white is and white by law, you lost. You don't know history. You don't know civics. You are here playing.
So let's highlight that, right? So when we talk about white by law and black being dead, let's just use those terms right there. And then you choose as a person, not how you feel, choose. If you know black in law means dead, right? And you put that in front of African American, aka Negro, aka colored person, aka whatever, African American, all these different terms, right? And you choose dead, right? Under law, why would you continually use these terms if it's dead in law? And white just means you're a human being, that you have rights. That under law, not your feeling, not civil. We ain't talking about civil law, civil rights. We're talking about human rights.
I don't
Or
know,
the
Malik.
people on TV, or the people on TV, just because they're on TV and they say that, they're representing you in a democracy and this and that, and they look like you, and they use the terms Black and African American, and you got this African American program, or this Black organization, or this organization for colored people advancement. These are the things that are in front of you, but what's happening is the lies are continuing. They're just continuing to be there. And you have to just understand law. That's what we weren't taught. The law. What does the law say? What does it mean? They're going to be in front of us. They're going to be on the TV screen. They're going to tell you to go vote for this person, and this person looks just like you, copper color. They calling themselves Black, and you Black and African American, and they're trying their best to continue to group you into something. We must know law. We must know law.
See, Dantes, just like the film I was showing you about the young boy when he got pulled over and he was knowing the law, he was speaking very clearly. I said, you got to know the law. You got to know the oath of office. You got to know the bond. You got to know these things. The law and the Constitution has never been abolished. You do things the right way. Civil. This is civil. We know the law. We do things lawfully. We have the right, the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have to know things. You just have to know. And that's what we teach here. It's the right science. It's the right knowledge, as my elders be telling me. They're like, you got the right knowledge. I got the right knowledge. Even with this spirituality, the right knowledge, because I shut it all down. Because when we ain't gravitating to know God thing, we're going to get to the Son within, what the Holy Tablet's talking about. I'm going to take it all the way back to the tablets. And every elder and scholar and God, man, all you can do is be quiet. Because I only debate my equals. Everybody else I teach, as John Henry Clark said. And I feel the same way. If all those brothers within the flesh, they'll be like, man, this man is alive. He done added on. Why are we challenging in this man? For what? We are human beings. And I'm an American. Just like the SF-181 foreign over Dantes. Imagine so many Moors out here teaching people wrong. Or when the sisters come, we ain't going to do no. We're going to check a box and put other. You done messed the whole damn document up. It says pick all that's pertaining to you, retardo, fardo, where I ain't on there. Yes, you are. Because you don't know who you are. You own there. You own there. It said you don't even know how to read. Nobody never told nobody how to fill nothing out. You don't pick other. You done violate the whole document. Why would you pick other and they tell you fill out all pertaining to you? You don't know who you are because you ain't ever read it. You just pick what somebody tell you. Black from damn Negro land.
Mark all
that's what it for real though, Malik. And we got to be honest with it. I'm Black from Negro land. Negro get a job. They be scared to fill out white from the continent of North South Africa. A Negro will put Black or pick other. Ain't no other. It ain't no ever. You afraid of who you are? The SF-181 form is telling you to fill out. You tell me. That's what I be laughing at Negroes. Oh, they say, ain't nobody said that. They ask you who you are. You don't know who you are? Well, I tell you who you are. This is stupid, man. And that's why I be saying this is stupid. Real talk. This is real stupid. Negro complaining about $5 Indian. I don't give a damn about no $5 Indian. You worried about where somebody else come from, talk about some Yakub. Man, screw Yakub. You don't know where you from? I'm tired of having these dumbass conversations. We still act about that. We talk about we Black today and all these laws. Everything was going on, all this history. We talk about somebody else. We're not talking about human rights, free persons of color, human beings, native of the country. What the dictionary says, the 1828 Webster Dictionary says. The 1828 Webster Dictionary says we copper color races found here. How you gonna find something that's already here in the land? You still stupid? Excuse my candor. Like Baba Dick Gregory said, what type of fool is you? What type of fool is you? Your brother right here telling you that love you with passion, with love. He ain't talking to you in anger. He talking to you with love and passion. He love you. He telling you to wake up, brother and my sister. Stand up. Kumbaya. Stand up and arise.
It's long.
That's what I'm telling us. I ain't upset. I ain't mad. I don't want to be the only one. Why you don't believe me? I'm giving you the proof. You say you're more. You say we family. We have an equal right to liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When I talk about James A. Wiseman, nobody even knows what the hell I'm talking about. But I guarantee you get a European student that go to Harvard, study law, they'll be like, well, what do you know about Charles A. Wiseman? You can say, well, I heard this sheet talking about it. They'll be like, oh, can you show me a picture of him? I guarantee they'll be like, oh, yeah, yes, boom, 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 boom. And then I start breaking down all history. They're going to have to start identifying themselves to me. Why? Because they all lower level Freemasons. Most of them are Scottish rites, and they all know what this is. It only be our own people that's gatekeepers, that's playing. Woe to you lying lawyers. Woe to you lying pastors. That's what Carter G. Woodson said. The miseducation of the Negro. It's our own people. We have an equal right, y'all, to family. That's what the religious right of the indigenous people. We have the right not to assimilate. We have the right to have our holy men. We have the right to resurrect our own teachers and have our own sheiks. We have the right not to assimilate. What is the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? You got a right of a nationality and a right to change it.
No,
come on.
Denied the right.
See me? Who teaching that? That's old. Like Obama told everybody, we're a nation of laws. Who teaching this? Everybody talking this stuff. We need to overthrow the government. No, we don't. The Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, clearly told retarded black people, excuse my candor, you got a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one will be arbitrarily denied a nationality or a right to change it. What do you mean no one will be arbitrarily denied of a nationality or a right to change it?
They know,
nobody's
they know you've been duped, so it's your choice to go change it. It has to be your choice because you're the one who arbitrarily marked it too, not knowing, right? So now that you have the knowledge and education that's been bestowed upon you, you have that right to go change it. And
you resurrected.
Right. Resurrected. There you go. And a right to represent your people is have somebody represent you in politics in the whole nine.
Don't understand it. Your religious rights trump all this. I keep telling people, don't y'all know everything is connected to your religious rights? We talk about the Vatican and this. I'm set up just like the Vatican. We lost. That's why I tell people ain't nothing black about me. I'm a royal priest. That's why I got lawyer and client confidentiality. Blacks have no rights. We lost. Hey, baby, you on camera. But my people lost due to a lack of knowledge. But this is what I tell us, y'all. This is what I have. We have the right, the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, House Joint Resolution 75. We have the right to annex our L and Bay. I keep telling black people, your last name ain't no slave name. Who the hell told you that? Your last name is your family crest, your coat of arms. Noble Drew Ali name is Timothy Drew. Did he change anything? No. When he went on his Hajj to Mecca, he added the noble, his wisdom. Just like I'm noble this, it's like you noble that. What noble? Timothy Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali. Huh?
From the teachings today, right? You already pointed out all the pictures, right? And with the names to the people and what they originally look like. Now, if you were to ask somebody right now on the education that they have been taught, and we just showed them a name, I would and ask them, well, what do you think they look like? I guarantee you 90% of the people, right? Probably 95, 98, 99% of you would say that they were white.
Yeah.
Based upon the names. So let's think about that for a second, right? Ain't no white names. Everything started dark. Everything is a dark name in essence of what I'm saying, or a black name per se, right?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Because that John, whatever, the painter that painted his daughter in two different hues, right?
Yeah.
A darker hue in one picture, a lighter hue in another picture. But if I was to ask somebody, what skin complexion do you think this person had? They're probably gonna say white, based upon the name and how people have been taught about these names, or white names, or black names, or slave names, and the whole nine, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We've been taught wrong. It's just like when we talk about Abraham Lincoln defended the Moore in court, the Spencer and Dungy case. Blacks can own nothing. That's the thing about knowing who we are, because we had what? Equal right to liberty, enjoy and a security, home and family. But blacks can have that. Negroes can have, African Americans can have that. And a good name and character as what? Misnomer white men. So to all rights of conscience, to read, write, print, speak, teach, debate, preach, worship God according to its dictates. Their titles as the same as of misnomer white men. They have the same right to the rewards of industry as white men. We're talking about the free Hebrews of Israel Hill. They may buy, hold, or sell real estate, personal estate, the same. Blacks couldn't. Negroes couldn't have nothing. That was the Spencer and Dungy case. we're African Americans. No, we not. We can have nothing. Why? Because the Dred Scott Law was never abolished. Negro, stop playing with me. Well, we African American. No, we ain't. No, we not. The Dred Scott Law was never abolished. So why you finna play that game with me? Prince Hall Mason, and they are fully entitled to the protection of the law, have a right to sue, to jury trial, to a verdict and judgment, to execution, to habeas corpus. I hope my brothers know what habeas corpus is about. And in some of the states, to right of humium religiondo, or the writ of personal replevian as white men. From them all, of course. Huh?
You know, another thing when you're saying those about those rights that we waiver, right? I'm thinking about Muhammad Ali when he didn't want to go fight in the war, right? Because you actually have to sign up for that's a volunteer, right? But then the government, the military is the only part of the government you can't sue because you actually volunteered and waived all your rights. It's a part of the contract that you signed up for.
Now, Malik, you just set a precedent. Oh, see, that's why I love you, brother. You get stickers on your head when we was in football. Willing obligor. Your religious rights trump all that. The Mormon, the Amish, they don't do nothing with the government. They don't give a damn. They ain't getting no shot. I know Amish and I know a Mormon. They ain't rocking with it, especially my Amish. When people talk about all this, they ain't making no noise. It's their religious rights. Your religious rights trump all this. Stop playing with me.
Right.
You see? I mean, what? Blacks don't have no religion. I'm telling you. And for them all, of course, to the highest, to the lowest, are open, and the officers as much bound to issue when we talk about the consular courts. If an American kill a Moor, or vice versa, if a Moor kill an American, that Moor want to be judged in the same parameters as that American. And execute process as for white men, and they equally, as white citizens, enjoy the advantages of the public mail. We are not second-class citizens. Well, when you think you're some 14th Amendment, oh, I'm an African American, I'm a Negro, and we're gonna get some reparations. No, you ain't. All you're gonna do is have Ben Crump get paid. You know, the misnomer black man that's always there for the civil rights. And I'm laughing. And I said, it's all gonna be litigation. If he was right here on here, he'd be like, I'm telling the truth. You got to do something else, or what? And fight for what? Your nationality on paper. Right. That's why I be laughing at the Moors in the city. They behind the ex police chief. He running for governor. Man, no, you get behind the mayor and you tell us who we are. And that proclamation declaration that all those states in certain states did in 2012 that say we Moorish Americans, and we have Moorish American Day week from January 8th to the 13th. Once that's done, we don't got to get behind no goddamn politician, especially that don't look like us. What you getting? What you think you finna get a job? Them Negroes in my city, no disrespect, standing behind them with Fez's on. That's why I said, man, y'all Negroes crazy. And people hit me up with like, "She, did you see that?" I said, "Yeah, I saw it." They're like, "What you think about that?" I said, "I don't think nothing about it. I just know this is what it don't change." Everybody thinking somebody gonna save them, and the prophet already done it. That's why I be laughing. Negroes with Fez is dunce hats. These Negroes behind sheriffs and all that, and you ain't behind the mayor and the city councilman, or taking over your city, putting people as city councilman, then taking over mayor and taking over your neighborhoods, teaching this. We support a police chief. What we finna get? We should be on paper that we Moorish Americans and that black stuff is over. Now it's an issue. Now it's an issue. Because when you talk about people this, oh, the black person is, and there ain't no black. We treating that the same way as anti-Semitic. You see? And this is what I'm telling us. And until we understand this, we lost, because we are not second-class citizens. Thus, we see the color man is not of an immediate class. His relations to society are the same as others. His absolute and relative rights, his rights of persons and things, and acquisitions of property by contract, inheritance. But remember, a Negro, black, or color, compared to the Spency and Dungy law, Negroes for life. You couldn't have inheritance. You couldn't have that. Why? Because that blacks couldn't have that. That's why he was saying he was a Moor. And even his soil, which no alien inherited. Negroes don't inherit the land, are the same. Every favor of right conferred on the citizens by general legislation reaches him, and every requisition demands his obedience. Bold synthesis give the big idea of the excerpt and are not a part of the primary sources. So this is what I'm saying, y'all. We got to start having these conversations. We got to stop dealing with these retardo fardos that just watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and we act like we can't talk about what's going on with our history, and people leave people in burning houses with this canceling corporate debt, with this I'm finna file this, with all these more, with this fake taxes and stuff. And a lot of people that's going on, and I'm telling you, it's all fallacy. So until we be able to teach right and come together, we lost. Because I'm down with reparations. And I'm open to have these discussions of history, religion, and finance from the right place. Any questions, man? Any questions, family? Anything anybody want to share? Anything anybody need? Like I said, I got books. When I asked the person today, look this book up and tell me how much is on Amazon. You don't want this? You don't want this? You can get this as an ebook, download it to you, and then you go to Office Max or Staples and they'll print it or bind it. But you can support my Mufti. He's on here. Noble Dante Smith L. Him and my Noble Mufti, Lamarck Barclay Bay, they are binded books, and they are buying the book the same price for you as Office Max and Staples would. But you would get the book way cheaper. You go on Amazon and tell me the reason why we don't know nothing, because we're not introduced to the wisdom. I've been introduced to the wisdom, and I have everything that a person would talk. I have all documents, ancient documents, anything that you will have. We have it, and we're going to discuss it, because history and spirituality, religion go hand in hand. And if you are more, you got to stop dissing the Bible, because you lost, and you can't be historical. It go hand in hand, and law governs all events. And with that, I say gratitude.
Islam.
Gratitude.
Anybody got anything? If not, we get our Moorish American prayer. Somebody give us our benediction. Like I said, Moorish be missing out, Malik. And like my dad said, people be acting like they don't have the finances in this. And with all respect, people be telling me, oh, I got to wait for my income taxes, but they go out every weekend. You got to wait for some income taxes to get a damn $40 book. And you talk about you want to know history and it's hidden from us. And every week I'm showing you books that cost $1,000. And what you want to tell me is, or you got to get your income taxes. I won't even say nothing to me, because once you get your income taxes, then what? That's why I be telling people our word don't mean nothing. You know, if we're going to do it, all we got to do is do it. If we want to support, just support. Don't be worrying about what nobody else saying. And if anybody support you, send me an email. I'm going to send you literature. Why? Because I can. Because I have it. I housed it. I can send you any ebook. No matter if I ask for a donation and you don't get that and you still send the donation, I'm still going to give it to you. Why? Because I want you to have it. I hope I be on your heart when your situation differs, and I can give you a taxes and receipt. So I'm asking my brothers and sisters to please come to school to learn, to share this, to subscribe. If anything, if you can't do anything, please just subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Facebook page. You know, just subscribe, hit me up, ask me questions as long as they righteous, and I'll share information with you. You know, we got to support this. Like somebody said, man, I can't wait till you get your brick and mortar again. Brothers, we can have that. If brothers donate and support, I can give you a tax exempt receipt. We don't have to always give all our earnings to Uncle Sam and don't know that it's sitting in a private banking system. I can give you a tax exempt receipt as well. And I can give you literature. And you come to class and be my guest. So I love everyone, man. And just thank y'all for your time. Islam.
And one last thing, Sheik, before we go, I just want to say to, you know, anybody out there who you might still be a little giving it pushback on just what you've heard today. It might be the first time you've ever heard anything like this, because you just still basing things based on what you heard coming up. You know, if you think that the 14th or the 13th, 14th, and all those amendments overturned the Dred Scott decision, which was just telling you that it's illegal to be a Negro, Black, African-American, all of that good stuff, that it's illegal. If you think that that overturned the 13th or 14th Amendment, somehow overturned those things that were put in place by the, you know, so-called the Supreme Court, then that's just another example of just ignorance of law. You know, you've been explained something a certain way. When you turn on the TV, folks, they look like you. They're telling you, we not slaves no more. 13th or 14th Amendment, it freed us. We not slaves. You don't, it's ignorant. We have an ignorance of the law, something that took place years before that with the Dred Scott decision. It was never overturned. The 13th or 14th Amendment, it didn't overturn it. You can hop online right now. The systems, it'll tell you that it overturned it, but that's just ignorance of law. You don't know, because you're not with individuals who are studying this with a proper mapping guide, who's not giving you sources and information on things that's incorrect and not valid. It did not overturn the Dred Scott decision, the 13th or 14th Amendment. It didn't do it. So with that being said, what does that mean? It didn't overturn it. Now what? Yes, they tell you that on TV. They tell you that on TV. You turn on the TV, they'll tell you that. But that's being ignorant of the law. And Sheik is bringing us something that's against that.
And a judge will tell you, ignorance of the law is no excuse. ignorance of the law, they'll tell you it's no excuse of the court of law of not knowing the law in the court of law. That's your fault. You didn't research it. And I'm showing you, it didn't free it. You know, it's showing you the Dred Scott law was never abolished. Never, never. So what we talking about? And if the 13th Amendment freed everybody from slavery, what's the use of the 14th and the 15th Amendment? And the voter law, what's the use of that? Remember, we were voted in the chattel as 3/5. They used us to push their shit over. Persons, that's all. It was just ownership. That's why I said a lawyer, any real lawyer that do his own thing, he'd be like, that brother telling y'all the truth. Y'all got caught up when they reversed it and put you in the chattel in the law books as person. But it just own different change ownership. These is facts, and facts are stubborn. And I'm gratitude, Dantes, for pulling that out. When people be like, well, we this, we that. Okay, if a common denominator should be us as a people. If you still ain't rocking with us, when we telling you history, we said we understand all your religion. We under the triple roles. We understand the Paraclete, the Fatimite, the Jerusalem, the Christian, and all that. Okay, so if you talk about reparations in history, we teaching you this, and you still ain't rocking with us, something is wrong with you mentally, Dantes. I agree. 100%. Something is wrong. And this is what my professors be saying. They're like, it's some mentally psychosis wrong with misnomer black people, brother. They're like, you done went and did all this work and proved all this. Like, what's the problem? And then I'm telling you civics and law and history, and we still today, well, we gonna ask for reparations. We black people. What? According to science and law, black means death. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing, Noble Dantes? And I agree. Gratitude. Hell, even on Jeopardy, when Alex Trebek, when he was like, and they were asking the European lady, well, what's the law that never was changed where black people don't have no rights as European, as white people? The European lady said the Dred Scott law was never abolished. D, you're correct.
See?
You know? And so I'm telling them, what are we afraid of? We all in the Constitution. This is just, and Dante's gratitude, this is what I'm telling people. We haven't been educated on this stuff. Law governs all events. Let's talk about it. They go together. We haven't been educated on this. I'm not saying nothing foreign. Most people don't even know what the Declaration of Human Rights Article 15 is. Nobody never heard a lot of this stuff. Nobody still don't know what the SF 181 form. If I put that in front of you, your children, your kids, I guarantee you, Noble Dantes, not saying you or your family, your kids, I'm just saying in general, 99.9% of the people, it'll come back as they'll fill out black. We wouldn't fill it out. We'll be the 1% or the 5% because we know. And everybody else would be laughing like, I thought y'all knew what this man was talking about. How you filled this out like this? You know? How? And so I agree, Noble Dantes. I agree 100%. It's start getting insulting when you have these conversations with our people and with me. That's why I said, man, I'm beginning to stop doing this and just become private with us because I have no passion of being on social media really anymore. When I go on campus and when I go to these Jewish churches and speak to other people and they be packed and they get all my books. And they be there with donations. And they say, you're not used to this? And I say, no, I have to be honest. And then I try to give money back. And they say, don't give us nothing back. We gave that to you. You know? And so when they be asking me to be their minister and preach and mail Chesedek and on college campus, but they want me to stop this. When I talk about it be contingent on me, because I'm giving away information that people pay for. These books and documents that I'll be having worth thousands. This information is worth thousands, and people want that information, and they'll keep it from you knowing. That's what gatekeepers are. That's what Masons do. I know this for a fact. That's what the confusion, like Dante says, it's a Masonic. They know a lot of these brothers that be talking, they Masons. They can't tell you the truth. Just like, for instance, the Feds. They won't tell you the history of the Feds. They won't tell you the lower house and the higher house. The Black Mason won't tell you that they a son of a Muslim. They'll tell you they did some stupid ass widow son. Excuse my candor. The European Mason will tell you that he a son of a Muslim or she a son of a Muslim. The European Mason got videos of him giving credit to Noble Drew Ali on his 135th birthday. These Negroes in the world, Muslims, Christians, and everything, they act like they don't know who the hell Noble Drew Ali is. And Farrakhan gave credit to Noble Drew Ali, bringing Islam to the North American Negro and Founders Day in 2015. I got the damn video. Excuse my candor. That's why I be appalled. And that's why I say I'm tired. With all respect, love due. When people be like, well, I know you make a whole bunch. I don't. No, I don't. I'm not no, what they call that? A person on the internet that just be on there talking crazy and made himself a character and told all y'all that. And be on the internet just talking crazy. I'm not that. This is not popular to us. Even Moors. Moors don't want righteous. Moors want to be some sovereign citizen. Moors want to think they finna get something and like they finna file some paper, or they some damn Indians or some autotoxin, and they want some fake ass ID, some cosmetics. They don't want to learn. That's where they spend their money at. And so, yes, I am tired of doing this. No disrespect. With all love and respect, I am poop doing this. Because if I would be on here acting a damn fool, you know, and selling bullshit, saying take my course, and I'm dealing with some Bitcoin and some fake ass Forex, like all the rest of these people out here, or I'm taking some, or come to my conference, I'm teaching you how to think, a high level thinker, and all that stupid shit. Excuse my candor. And I'm out here saying, hey, I'm giving you away land, and I got a history for shamming my people, and I got a history for shamming my people. Man, we messed up. I got to be done with this. And I can go around other people, Europeans that misnomer black people think heavy, and they support me way more than my people. And I cast my net out. This is just my personal testimony. I've been doing this for years. A noble hit me up yesterday, said, man, I've been following you for 7 years and you've been solid. And he was like, man, I've been supporting you. He was like, I understand what you said, brother. He's like, it's sad. And I'm like, yes, it is. Because if I was out here acting a fool or saying I got this magical pill or some snake oil, everybody would be spending it. Or spending money, or take my course. I'm going to show you how to make some money, and you poor on welfare. You shouldn't even be talking about spending your money with me. You should be dealing with me willingly and giving something, because I'm helping you and giving you wisdom to help yourself as value, not taking no course, talk about you finna magically become something. And this is what I'm telling us. And we can't speak up on that. Yes, we can. This Moorish science is not we gotta let that go. And so support something that's real. But I love all my muftis, and I'm going to continue to do things with my brothers and sisters. But I'm asking y'all to share this with other people. I'm tired of as I close, I don't have no energy sharing stuff anymore, nobles. I don't have no energy going live on YouTube no more. I just don't have that energy. I have the energy to continue to do it with y'all, you know, at privately on StreamYard, and y'all post it, you know, but I'm not going to be going live on YouTube and Facebook anymore on my personal page and sharing it like I am on Facebook. Like right now, I got my phone up, y'all, on my personal YouTube channel, and I'm not going to be doing that no more. You know, I got thousands of videos on here. Nobody get with me. Then Negroes be getting in trouble. Then when they get in trouble, they want to come ask me something. It ain't help after you done did some stupid shit. I'm not going to help you after you done broke the law. I ain't here to defend no criminals. You know, I keep telling the Moors, all this stuff is fake. And so I give gratitude for my muftis to setting up the StreamYard and our temple and page for everything can be streamed like that. So going forward, if anybody want to get in contact with us, please subscribe to our Burning Bush Tabernacle Science and Temple YouTube page. Any of my followers here on YouTube, because I got way more followers on my personal YouTube, Malik, than on our Temple and School page. I got 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 followers. I need y'all all here to go there and subscribe to it and ask some questions, get some literature, be active. This is a community.
Well, it's like no value to them, right? I'm just being honest with you, unless you're already in that mindset. Like for us who are here, we were already in that mindset, so it's valuable to us. That's why we've been here with you, rocking with you for as long as we have been, because we know that it's valuable and tangible, and the things that we have grown and applied to our life, as the testimony of one of our nobles today, right? And testimonies that me and you have talked about. So, you know, people find value in what they find value in, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? And they're going to spend their money towards that. People find value in buying Jordans. They find value in that, whatever it feeds for them, right? I'm here to feed my mind, body, spirit, you know, because it all has to agree for me, you know. And so people, when they find value, and it's sad that some of these people, like you mentioned, have to get in trouble before they find value in what you've been saying. Why would you wait till you get in trouble to find value in something that could have already protected you? That just seems like that, you know, people's process, they process. But at the same time, don't come asking to be saved after you didn't. It's almost like jumping off a bridge and say, oh, well, I need a parachute.
Right.
And you already jump. And I'm telling you, you need this parachute before you go do that. Nah, I'll be good. I'll be good. No, get this parachute for safekeeping. And then they jump. Oh, can you throw me the parachute? It's too late.
Right.
It's too late. But in this, it's not always too late, because you can always come back, right? But at the same time, why not just take the walk and the journey with us instead of waiting to see what we're going to do? It's been 5 years, and I think people, there's been a lot of, this is the psychosis of our people, right? Because they'll wait and stand back to watch, hoping that you'll fail, hoping that it's a fad, hoping that it's not what we've been saying it is. But then that ego part, when they see that the consistency of what we've been doing, right, is working. Now part of them is like, well, I don't want to join. Whatever their reasoning is, they still don't step into the fold. And I'm gonna tell you why, from my own personal experience, because the accountability level is so high over here. You got to be accountable for the mistakes that you make to be able to move forward. That's debilitating for some people. Like straight up, it is debilitating. And the psychosis of, we live in a country where it addresses the issue, or it gives you the problem, but it never brings you solutions. And there's no accountability, because if you look, and people who've been looking at TV for the answers, bogged down by the news and bogged down by entertainment, they never come up with a solution or accountability. It's always point the finger. So I do understand what people go through, because I'm living in a society with them. But I'm all about accountability for me. And I'm only speaking for me. I'm ready to be accountable. I've been ready to be accountable. I was just looking for some brothers who I can rock with and be accountable, some sisters that can be around and be accountable to what is true to them, right? And this is true to me because I know this is where I belong, pure point blank. This is where my spirit has been since I've been a kid. So this just feeds my spirit and where I'm supposed to be going and traveling in this dispensation right now. So I know it speaks to me high volumely. It has also has helped me in where I'm going. As you know, that I've been coaching the girls basketball program now, and I now just got the head coach's job. So it was a challenge in this season, but I didn't walk away from the challenge. Right? It ended up being like a Cinderella story at the end. Right? They won their last game on senior night. Oh, they were so proud, like they won a Super Bowl or something. But what it did is fed them to move on to the next stage, and actually taught me to have a lot more patience and stay the course, which is already in me, but it validated that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do need the little validation, and it doesn't come in words. It comes sometimes through action. Sometimes it does come through somebody telling you, like, you have told me you're doing an honorable thing. That helped me stay the course. You know, I'm not a quitter by nature anyway, but there's some things you do have to let go in life, right? And if they're for you, they'll come back to you. If they're not, it never was meant for you in the first place. It was just a lesson to be learned while you were in that space. And I'm okay with that. I like to learn lessons. I like to be able to reflect back and see the lesson. Oh, that's why I went through this, because this, and this. Okay, cool. But you know, we got to stop watching and participate, because, like you said, pennies make dollars. If we had 1 million people giving a penny, right? Or 1 million people giving $1. If we had 100,000 people giving $1, that's $200,000. That ain't a lot. We spend money on junk, trash. I guarantee everybody got something in their closet that they didn't spend $20 on. That they don't even taking advantage of using it, whether it be some shoes, whether it be a basketball, whether it be a jump rope, whether it be a gym membership, whether it be a cable TV that you hardly ever watch it, or a TV in your room that's extra, costs about $200-300, right? So there's things that we can do to collectively come together.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's
you gave the analogy of going out with your homeboys, right? That really resonated with me. Going out with your homeboys, and I know me. I'm only speaking on me and what I live. There were nights that I was going out 3 times a week, and I had a friend tell me, "Malik, I ain't never seen you wear the same outfit twice." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Nah, you just saying that because I like to look fresh, and so I can mix and match some things that look like I got a whole new outfit." But to them, you know, it looked like I ain't never wore the same thing twice. Not true, but I probably did. I was always dressing nice because that's the way I like to present myself. But there, why I say that is, so that is what people looked at me as, is that I spent money on those things. And I'm saying every night, those 3 nights we went out, I'm gonna say at minimum, if it was 5 of my homeboys, we spent $100 a piece a night.
Yep.
That's $1,500 a week.
Yep. Yep. Times 4 in a month.
$5,000 a month.
6,000.
Yeah, $6,000 a month to just throwing money away on having a good time. Nothing wrong with having a good time. So I'm not saying you can't go have a good time. But what I'm saying is you can put your money where you're setting your family up for generations if you come together. And I'm saying we came together to throw away money to have a good time. Well, we're not coming together to build something. We're constantly complaining about looking at other people point, instead of accountability on what you're doing with your money and who you're spending your money with and what is valuable.
Yep.
So with that, I digress, man.
I mean, it's just true. We ain't like my dad was saying this earlier today. He was like, I understand what you're saying. I ain't saying with just like back in the day, I've been in ministry. I got tapes of me ministering in churches and all that. It wasn't internet back then. So people had to come. And that's why I said I'm not worried about this internet. This new. I got y'all. I got y'all. I catch me out. I'm okay with having 5, 6 people because I didn't get in the ministry to get rich. I'm not here in ministry and think I'm gonna make money off this. That's never was my thing. You know, I feel I should be compensated for certain things, just like anything else. But I didn't get in the ministry to say this is going to be my claim to fame. I went and got a degree in business, and I run businesses to get successful. If I do business, good business involved with my people, because it is people that look like me. So I felt that my people should do business with me in my ministry. How? Because they see what I have of value, like this whole library, all the Moorish regalia, all the custom shirts. So I feel people should do business with me and not worrying about the price. Like you said, we spending it and it's value. Everybody that's on here that's been following me should have a fez for me. Everybody should have a tunic for me. Everybody should have some of my books. Hell, and that's the thing. And so I'm not never turning my back on my brothers and sisters. But I'm saying, as far as me setting all up like this and setting this, I don't have no passion to do that no more. You know, I feel we got our StreamYards and all this, and it can be played. Y'all can share it on y'all pages. But that's just where I'm at with this, man. You know, because there's too many more that have been following me for years and grown people, and they be calling me Sheik. It's like people that be on there, hey, Sheik, I've been following you for years. Okay, but what's the purpose? Like, what's up? Because we're a real movement. We can ready to have our 5th annual Moorish Ball next month. We usually have it in January, but we want to push it back. Huh?
You said you've been following you, right? So it's like you got footprints in the sand, right? But we should all be making our own footprint in our life, not stepping in somebody else's footprint, right? You should be making your own footprints in the world, man. It's just crazy to me. Like, people find value in Gucci, Jordans, and all of this. And my question to them is, what have they done for your community? What have they done for your family?
Nothing.
But you still idolizing all these stupid, goofy things in life. They ain't done nothing for you. Here we are speeding you. We have shirts and regalia, things that are ancient, that connect you to history and where you come from. And you don't want to be a part of that. You rather be part of all this goofy stuff, entertainment, who don't give nothing about you. They want to see you fail and hope. Just like all this Wives of Hollywood and Wives of Atlanta and all that just makes us look real silly.
Yeah.
And that's all they want. They only propagate rap music because they talk about bitches and hoes all day long. That's the only reason. As soon as you talk about some concepts, nah, we don't want to produce that. No, we don't want to do that.
Yeah. And look at the podcast. All the podcasts is bullcrap. Let's be honest. No disrespect. We gonna talk all these $1 million worth of game. Hey, y'all ain't screen none of these people on there talk about they some investors. This ain't nothing but payola. You just need to say it's a damn infomercial. Our community is a scam community today. This social media is a joke. Y'all know it. That's why I tell people, watch JT Pocket Watchers. All this stuff, this community with this conscious community, with all these brothers and sisters that high religion talk about, they got land and they some master thinkers and they graduated from Harvard. Lies, lies, lies. Lies, lies, lies. And then here's the person like you said, I don't get it, but I have all the energy and I'm on fire for y'all to keep doing this. Y'all the Jacobites, y'all my apostles, like Dante is doing, picking up, getting more, continuing to share this message. It ain't for me to be posting all day on that. I'm just not, because in my city, I do it in real life. Like in my city, I could do one Wednesday if I start recording and be like, damn, on a Wednesday, I do all this. It's like, it's no reason. I don't make money doing no lectures. My professor like, so when you do lectures, what do your donations be? And I'm like, what you mean? He like, you go live, don't you? And I said, yeah. He said, so if those people on your page, if they came to your temple, they ain't gonna get nothing. It's gonna get their asses up and leave. This is a European. He said, damn. So he was like, so people come on your social media and been following you forever and don't give 75 cents. I said, no. I said, no, I'm just being honest. He said, so why are you doing it? I said, because he's like, you got to love it. You have to.
Right.
And this twice a week. This is what I'm telling people. I cast my net out. I ask people to support willingly. I ain't tell nobody like pay me like this is a club. You go to a club, you got to pay. You going in to pay for water, down drinks. You got to pay to get in. Sometimes you got to pay to park. You buy an outfit. Like we ain't saying that's nothing wrong. But then when you come here and you say this is all that, you ain't gonna give no finance to this, nothing. But you say you love this and you ain't gonna give nothing, nothing. I think that's effed up. I think that's effed up to show up on this platform every time. And then when people are like, well, they ask for money. We ain't asking for no money. We ask for you to support. So we can have our brick and mortar. So we can have things for people to go to. So I can continue to share books and things. So I can give literature away. So I can have raffles. So I can have discount stuff. I can put fezes and turbans on people. So when I'm traveling and things, Europeans be putting money together to have me come lecture and speak. My brothers and sisters should do the same thing too. What's wrong with that? We only do it when people die. Or we gonna go pay for this person to come in town, or we're gonna go to the strip club each week. But you can do that. But what about what's something important and value, especially for those that say they Moors? How are you identifying? What sheik you know? Where you study at? The first thing Moors be saying to hit me up, which is a slap in the face, or what book should I read? Is it a temple in my city? And my European colleague be like, that sounds stupid. They talking to a damn PhD. They talking to a sheik, a student, and you asking this man what they want to be a Freemason or what book you should read. He ain't recommending no book. He telling you to come to class and learn. If you want to be in my dojo, what peon should I learn? What? You need to start from the basics. Smart guy. But we be always wanting to get there, like a book can get us there, or something that can get us there, and we holy. No. And that's what I'm saying, man. So I give gratitude for y'all brothers for accepting me and for my close companions. You know, because if we didn't have internet, just imagine if we was all in that same city, we'd have to be pulling brothers close to us. This internet has made us lazy. You know, because if we was in the flesh, people would be showing up, y'all would be showing up each week, telling our friends and family, and people would be seeing what we be doing, and people won't have a problem with donating. The internet should bring us together and make this more easier to do these things. When people dealing with Peter Popoff and T.D. Jakes and all those people on TV, you think people ain't giving donations to them? I know people that online that never stepped a foot in those churches and they support. Joe Ost and them. I don't got no problem with them. The lady, I call herself the Joker. What's her name? The European. What's the Joker name? What's her name, y'all? Joyce Myers. Joyce Myers. Yeah. You know? No disrespect. No disrespect. But I'm saying, and people be like, oh, this, not and the other. But look what the people that like that, look what they doing, y'all. They support it. Look at the European Jews, and we say we the Jews. We don't do nothing Jewish. You tell me what a Negro said, we were the Jew, we ruled Spain. Well, what do you do Jewish? Well, this is my sheik, or ain't no temple, and you got a sheik right here. We don't support nothing. Brothers don't got no books, no literature. So you don't know nothing about your history. You don't have a library. What you gonna teach your kids? What if it was no internet today and they said the only thing you get to do is to log into your teaching and your schooling and log into our temple and school site, and I ain't on here? It wouldn't be nothing. And this is what I'm telling us, man. We got lazy. We got to go back to something. And like I said, I give y'all gratitude, Malik, but a lot of times our people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. And we continue to blame people. We continue to make excuses what we don't have, and we do have. We just have digressed. We do have. And so with that being said, man, thank you for the 3 people that donated to me today. And I know who they are. They some of the college students. I already know who they are. I'll be knowing every time I see this in my Zelle or my PayPal, I know who it is. And it be these college students that I be supporting, that I got on my school social media each week, and they be buying these books, and they be like, people ain't even smart. They be like, yo, you got all these books. They're like, I don't want to go to Amazon and buy this. This is one of the European students. He's like, this book cost damn near $1,400. He said it's paper. They laughing as they eating their damn toast with cheese on it. As he watching me, I'm watching it. Got his yarmulke on. I'm watching it. You know, he like this book you got. He like, you bought that book, Sheik? I said, yeah. He said, that book cost $1,300. He said, let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Spend about $500. He said, what he spent for $500 would have cost him about $4-5 grand. And then all his friends get it. And then he said, when he get it, he just sell it to his friends. That's in the same thing he into. And they get it printed and bind it from Office Max and Staples, or they get it printed and bind it on campus. you know, because they get it done for free, and they get it, and it come out like this. Because here go one of the copies of the book right here. I got one left. I got about 5 of these printed. When I've been lecturing all week, I sold all 5. I said I'm gonna keep one. And a college student bought this one. They be laughing at us. He was like, "Well, you was telling me this. He bought this for $125 because I got it bind and printed." He said, "I don't care if you was gonna give it to me for $200." He said it's $1,300 on Amazon. He said it's paper. He like, y'all, he like, they happy to buy this on Amazon for some paper, and you got it right here. You see what I'm saying, Dantes? What's wrong with us? They don't want to see me successful, and they don't want to see me help our people. They'd rather continue to make Jeff Bezos people and make all these people successful with these books that they sell for thousands and thousands of dollars, but they don't want to help me get successful and help me help our people. And I can give you taxes and receipt. Why? Because this is part of our ministry, and it's continued to fall on deaf ears. It continued to fall on deaf ears. It continued to fall on deaf ears, and it's sad. I can give you a taxes and receipt.
It's long.
Gratitude, man.
You have to continue to do the work, Sheik. You have to continue to do the work, and there's no disrespect to anybody, but you know, it's bigger because you know I'm a working in progress, just like the next noble out there. But it's bigger than just being dipped in water at the church service, you know, and say that you believe in something now. You know, it's about a overall renewal of the mind. And what you're hearing right now is information that I get it. You've never heard anything like this ever before in your life. You've been called Black African American your entire life. You know, you don't think about subconscious and consciousness. You haven't been introduced to that. We've been introduced to it right now. Sheik Goodman Bay, you know, he's doing something that no one else online is doing. We introduce you to areas of thought that you've never been introduced to, and it is probably complicated. It's complicated for you right now to just get across the hump. But we continue to do the work, and we continue to study ourselves, and that's what we introduced to at the BBT. So honest to you, Sheik. Honest
Gratitude,
to you.
brother. Gratitude. Honest to y'all, man. Gratitude.
Wow.
And it's always good to be loved by your brothers. I'm telling you, you know, because sometimes when you do this work and you get it from Europeans, you know, I have to be honest because I'm in Arizona, and I'll be like, damn, you know, I'll be like, okay, great, and thank you. But I'll be, sometimes it's better from your own people. You know, when they say, well, we notice you, we can't anoint you like that. We can, like when I say they don't, out here, money is not, it don't mean nothing. Money is given, not earned. And that's why they be like, you ain't used to this. If I can go somewhere and minister and lecture and come on with 5,000 in one day, and I'll be like, and my wife be like, you did this in one day? And I was like, yeah. I said, everybody give $100. And then they put a collection together. And I'm like, damn. And I'll be trying to give stuff back. And I'll be like, do y'all need any books? They was like, and it just overwhelmed me, man. And it just gratitude. And that's all I can say. And it's never about money with me. You know, I gotta say that it's not. But I see the difference in certain cultures when you're known for something and people take things dearly. And when people say they Jews, they make sure they preach and their spiritual head is taken care of. Why? Because he's doing more than just preaching. He's a counselor. He's a teacher. He's an advisor. You know, we have platforms, and when we have a physical building, now everything that we're doing online is in the building. Dante is showing people how to get land and make it and make sure when you sign a contract, it's done in the right way. You know, Malik is teaching the class and having basketball classes up there because that's what he do in real life. Lamarck is reffing and training. You know, Noble Brian and Noble Dre Sean are engineers doing music. We can show kids how to mix and master. We got clothing at Moorish Haberdashery. We can show kids how to design their own clothes and wear their own regalia and all that stuff. Be proud for we got our own books and history to show kids how to write. We are a culture, and I'm throwing my net out, and people support and share this, man. And so once again, Dantes, thank for the kind words because we all work in progress, but people can see a clean glass here with men. So once again, nobles, support us in any fashion, in any way that you can, and hit us up. Hit us up. I love y'all, man, and we've been 2 hours, so let's get out of here. Let's do our Moorish American prayer.
Right back.
Gratitude, y'all, and gratitude for everyone. Once again, gratitude. Can we get our Moorish American prayer and somebody give us our benediction and we up out this piece?
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, my salvation, by night, by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, Sheikh Duman Bey, and the Muftis are here at the BBT. Inshallah and Ashe. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace.
Anybody with our benediction? Anybody got it? Working like a slave. Anybody? No.
Trying to pull it up. Okay.
Gratitude.
Gotcha. Islam.
Islam.
May the benison of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the lock of the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there is still a greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Islam, amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. Public El Rahman, El Rahim. Y'all move
Islam.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Bay at bhbaymusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out moorishhaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Moorish drip, be sure to check out moorsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you. You can't be thinking minor when you need to be thinking major. They made you think they saved you, but can't nobody save you.
Peace.
Peace. Working like a slave. I made this masterpiece.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Woo! Brian Hicks Bay, transportation of raw materials, man. We got everything, man. Check him out. Streaming on all platforms. My noble multi-minister, Brian Hicks Bay, streaming on all platforms. Transportation of raw materials. Peace.
Great.